What is up, basketball fans? We are back. Playoff edition Zero Gravity podcast. It's Apollo Media's NBA podcast brought to you by Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Go check them out if you're in the Houston area. We've got great beer, great wings, and great people over at the Big City Wings. Shout out to them, and shout out to Prize Picks, our daily fantasy sponsor. Use code Apollo when you sign up and get up to $100 matched on your first deposit. And if you're not familiar with daily fantasy sports, it's where you hit more or less on pretty much every stat, every player, every game, every night. And with the NBA playoffs in full swing, you're going to have plenty of stats to choose from on Prize Picks. So use code Apollo when you sign up and get up to $100 matched on your first deposit. I am joined always by the What We Learned Houston Rockets edition king, rip in peace, Josh Garcia. How are we doing?
Salute, brother. Salute. It's playoff time. You feel it. It's like it's here now. We stop talking about it, start feeling it, live it, enjoy it. I would say go to a game, but you said tickets were like $500 for some of the later games, later rounds. What's that going on?
I looked at Mavs playoff tickets. They came out on Sunday night at 8 p.m., which is a wild time to drop tickets for playoffs. Like, at least do it during the day. Right. Maybe and especially on a Sunday.
Sense.
Like, if you're going to do it, like, Monday morning at 10 would have been perfect. Like, it could have been like, okay, alarm set, ready to go. I got the calendar invite because I set a calendar invite to make sure that I looked at it, pulled it up.
Respect.
The 200 level was like $400 minimum for one ticket for the 200 level. And I was just like, all right. And the entire lower bowl was sold out. The upper deck was not sold out completely, but the tickets, like, every time you clicked on a seat that was available, it would just disappear. So it was just going. I was in a queue with like 2,500 other people when I pulled up, and I was in there at 7:55 and got in the queue before the queue, and then got into the queue at 8:01 or whatever. And it was like 2,500 people, and I was like, I just want to see what the tickets are like, because if they're reasonable, I'll go. I'll do it. They weren't reasonable. So I'll be watching on my couch. Maybe I'll go out and watch it since it's Sunday at 2:30 this week. But yeah. Playoffs are here. It's exciting times. We finally got it. We've already watched a few play-in games. We watched them last night and the night before. So we're recording this Thursday, April 18th at 8:42 p.m. We got a lot to talk about, Josh.
I know. Put anything you want. Put it on the table. I'm here for it.
Let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. Jontay Porter, if you're not familiar, Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, was caught not fixing lines, but kind of fixing lines essentially for himself and his buddies. He has a lifetime ban from the NBA for the betting scandal. Came out the other day. Woj and the NBA and every other NBA account imaginable was tweeting it out. Jontay Porter banned for life, setting the precedent that you cannot bet or mess with bets in the NBA. Well,
yeah, that'll do
Tim
it.
Donaghy and what's his nut, Scott Foster, looking at you. You should both have lifetime bans. But
Chris Paul is just shaking in his boots right now. He is so close to experiencing history with a referee being banned, but it'll never happen.
He finally beat a dynasty.
This though. Again. Yes.
He finally beat the dynasty.
There it is.
Sorry, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Anywho, they like you mentioned, this does set a precedent. It is so strange to me that I'm going to be careful with my words here. Alleged, some cases alleged, some proven, some not proven.
Yeah.
Very bad people have been in the NBA. I'm not talking 40, 50 years ago. I'm talking within the past calendar year that these very awful things have come out. And these people aren't banned from the NBA, but someone who is quote unquote ruining the or harming the intention of their integrity of the game, they get banned. And I get it in theory.
Yeah.
If this was the 80s, 90s, when there was no FanDuel, there was no DraftKings, etc. But someone, especially Shams out of all people, who is doesn't he work for FanDuel or DraftKings?
I think he's
technically on a technicality, he does a show or something like that.
Yes, he has a FanDuel partnership, much like Bill Simmons has the FanDuel partnership. Yes.
Right. It's just so ironic. The big breaking news guy just drops this, lifetime ban bomb, and he's sponsored by Fan. He's getting paper from FanDuel. It sets a crazy precedent, and I think that it is very deserved on the fact that it was incredibly stupid. Someone putting $81,000 down on a player that has played less than 40 career NBA games, maybe 40, 41,
Yeah.
on all of the unders, which I don't know in what world they thought that this would work or play or they wouldn't get caught. This is like me. Hey, it was tax day recently. This is like me putting down on my taxes. Oh, I only made $500 this year, but then my refund is 5,000 on tax write-offs or whatever the case may be. You're essentially just not only fudging the numbers, you're doing it so egregiously, so blatantly, so obviously, quite frankly. It's incredibly disgusting, and he should be banned based on stupidity alone. On morals and values, I don't really care that an NBA player like a Calvin Ridley gambling situation, the guy from LSU, I forgot his name a while back. I don't care if you want to gamble on whatever you want to gamble on. Sure, it at this point it almost feels like your God given right, but don't be that stupid. And you made what, $20,000, and your friends probably made a little, or they didn't even make money because the bet didn't go through because everyone
Oh,
was
it
like,
got flagged.
"What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why is someone putting down a $1.1 million parlay on all of Jontay Porter's unders, and he magically falls ill 3 minutes into a game where he was maybe going to get 8 to 10 minutes, and this is if he was lucky? What are we doing here?"
Yeah. So betting is a part of everyone's lives in sports now. It's part of the programming. ESPN is now a sports book. Like, everything is involved with betting. You don't have to bet, and a lot of people don't. That's fine. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to anyone else. Like, you can bet if you want. You don't have to bet if you don't want to. But it is being shoved in our faces on every broadcast, on every sports center, on everything. I'm fine with professional athletes betting on sports as long as it's not their sport. Just get out
Right.
of your league. Like,
Right.
NFL players, you can't bet on the NFL, but you can bet any other sport. You have to have a FanDuel account or a DraftKings account, whatever it is. Like, you have to do it through them. You can't have a bookie, yada, yada, yada. You have to live in those states or you have to be visiting those states. I don't care. Just don't, you're not like, I guess when I signed like my NCAA eligibility waiver when I was 18 before I went to college, and you had to sign a thing and it was like, you can't play fantasy sports, you can't bet on sports, you can't do any of these things. Like, it's all in this whole waiver that you have to sign off on. So you give up those privileges for 4 years or 6 years or however long you're participating in collegiate sports. You have to give that up. We played ESPN fantasy football, I think, for money every year, but like, I was a deep swimmer, so like no one was really coming after me. But like, and that's one thing, we were playing fantasy football as swimmers. Like, an NBA
Yeah,
player,
statute of
as an
limitations,
NBA player, go
people.
play. Shohei Ohtani, you deserve lifetime bet. Some people are saying, or lifetime ban.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
Yep.
allegedly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hearing from this Jontay Porter precedent. I think that's what Shohei Ohtani deserves. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm fine with everyone betting on every other sport but their own. If we can make that a precedent across all the leagues, that's great. If not, whatever. Jontay Porter, lifetime ban. Deserved.
Absolutely deserved.
Allegedly.
Hopefully, it sets a precedent that no one can be this stupid again, or no one can try something like this and think that they can get away with it. Because
Because the NFL players, the first time, they're like, all right, you're gone for the season. Oh, 20 more players are now suspended for the season. So, like, I don't know if it's going to help. I don't know.
they put the hammer down, and yet we're still
Yeah.
here. This is awesome, and I think that really in the peak of a postseason race and in the middle of the Shohei Ohtani situation, this is awesome. Like, this is exactly what we needed to just like really get us over the hump, the headline hump, if you
Yeah.
will, because these play-in tourney, we've had a couple good games. We'll get into it later with the play-in tourney, but this really sealed the deal for me. I'm like, oh, basketball is so here. Not even back. It's just here. And I'm so happy.
And this is when non-basketball junkies, unlike us, start to tune in as well as the NHL playoffs. All the hockey fans that aren't hockey fans, they all start to tune in around this time, April through June. It's going to be delightful for hockey and basketball. We started off with a bang, though. Lakers Pelicans the other night was an absolute steamer of a play-in game. Lakers came out on top, unfortunately for the Pelicans, but Zion Williamson goes for 40 and 11 in his like kind of playoff debut, essentially, and looked incredible, unstoppable. I mean, he's just driving and running around Anthony Davis like nobody's ever seen before. Anthony Davis is probably going to make an all-defensive team, and he's probably going to make an all-NBA team, and Zion's just destroying them the whole game. unfortunately, with like 3.5 minutes left, he made a play. I think he made a bucket and then called timeout. And then he ran over to the bench and grabbed the towel, slammed it, and walked directly into the locker room. So that was it. He hurt his hamstring. He's out for Friday night's game tonight as you're listening to this. So it's unfortunate for the Pelicans, but the Lakers look good. LeBron took charges. You were up in arms about LeBron taking some charges. And LeBron
Hello.
One of them was on Zion. LeBron could have fallen apart. It would have been awful.
Peak LeBron happening right now. And he wasn't necessarily making his shots like crazy. I don't know his exact stat line. He still played well towards the end. I think he maybe had like 23, 25, something like that. Could be completely wrong. But seeing him just all levels of the floor, take charges, just drive when he could, pass out when he could. It was awesome. This is year 21. He's been in the league well over half of his life.
Yeah.
LeBron, Raymond James, my king, my GOAT. The Lakers and LeBron maybe did a little bit of a black magic for this game and this situation. You could tell as soon as Zion got injured, you're like, they're not even coming close to winning this game.
And Jose Alvarado rolling his ankle twice.
PU.
Game that
poor guy, man.
Yeah.
Poor guy. The guy's got heart. Like, you cannot hate this Pelicans team. And I mentioned, I think it was maybe December or January, that the Pelicans do have a bitch-ass player problem. But I would never want to face them. They're genuinely a good team. And CJ McCollum, you are not escaping any smoke.
Brandon Ingram, you're in there as well.
CJ McCollum, dude, PU.
Gross.
Go back to Portland. Go make your grape wine. Go make your red wine. Go drink some white. Do whatever you can. Get out of New Orleans. You are hindering this team. Another stinker playoff. I'd even hate to say play-in stinker. Truly sad, folks. I'm pulling out my best Trump. It's just truly sad. Never seen anything like it. I noticed the sketch vibes you were giving off at the beginning there. That was pretty unique, man.
So I saw a video of sketch and he said it
never changed.
It's a Morty Trump from Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
that's what he
absolutely
said.
is.
It's his two most influential characters for his voice / character, which is very funny. Shout out
to Nightmare blunt rotation, sketch, Morty, and Trump.
I would love that blunt rotation just for the vibes. Just
absolute
hilarity all over the place. It'd be great. And Morty would just be terrified in the corner. God. Trump would be spewing a bunch of random bullshit that wouldn't make any sense. And the sketch would be like, brother, I don't know.
You hit the face pretty well. Yeah, you hit the face, man.
What's up, brother?
There it is.
Shout out to Sketch, Houston legend. But yeah, the Lakers-Pelicans game was awesome. Brandon Ingram's coming back from injury. He only played one game at the end of the season before the play-in. Like, he's just not ready to play basketball yet. But I was listening to Ryan Russillo. I was pulling a U. I don't normally listen to Russillo. I listen to Russillo when he's on Bill Simmons because it's just very their interactions as of late, because Ryan Russillo's calling him out on his bullshit, but while also trying not to get fired. It's awesome. But Russillo's podcast, he mentioned it. Brandon Ingram took a shot like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter or something like that. And it was just early in the shot clock, not really an open shot. It was just a pull-up jumper. And he was like, no one else is scoring. I might as well try. And they just bricked it. And then he didn't come back in the game. And I was like, that's a tough look for my guy, D.I.
That'll do it.
Yeah, CJ was a stinker. Jose Alvarado and Zion Williamson are basically the only players that showed up for the Pelicans. And they were very much in it down to the wire. Like, it was a very close game. It was incredible.
They did what they could. Trey Murphy had some crazy threes there. And, I just want to get this off my chest. I'll let you have it after this. Brandon Ingram has been up next since the Obama administration. And I'm kind of tired of people calling him a young star. Dude, he's he's pushing 30.
I forgot the Obama administration lasted that long. All right, yeah. That makes sense now.
He's been up next for a while.
Yeah. No, I will say Brandon Ingram, not my favorite Duke player. I didn't really that whole year I was just like, I mean, he's fine. He didn't give me the Duke vibes that I needed. Like, Zion had it. Zion and RJ definitely
did.
Had it.
He did. They
obviously
did.
JJ Redick, and then like the Jahlil Okafor year, the Grayson Allen years. Like, there's a handful of years that it's like, yes, that makes sense as a Duke player. Brandon Ingram never made sense to me as a Duke player. Jason Tatum's in there as well. Jason Tatum,
sure.
I don't know what it was. It just didn't match the Duke vibe that I needed. And now Jared McCain's
Yeah,
the new Duke guy, and I'm just like, this is not Duke, but I love him dearly. I don't know.
Jared McCain's awesome. He's going to be a perfect Maverick.
I need him to be a
No,
Maverick, dude. It would be awesome. Get rid of Tim Hardy and
immediately,
bring him in. I'm
expeditiously.
so in, dude. So in. Take the
Yes,
Tim Hardaway minutes.
dude. That's all. Please, I know Tim Hardaway is allegedly a absolute terrorist. I can't wait to see him in a playoff series. How many minutes do you think realistically he's going to get here? 15 a game,
15 to
20 a
15
game.
and 20.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, we're playing the
just
Clippers.
enough to cause hell.
He's playing the Clippers, so I don't know how many. It might be 12 to 15. Yeah, shout out to his dad for asking Luka and Kyrie to pass him the ball more. He shot 1 of 9 in the last game of the season, where Luka and Kyrie did not play basketball.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Lakers move on. They get the 7th seed. Get to play Denver. We'll move on to the other West play-on game now. Warriors Kings, Golden State. Welcome to the death, buddy. You're dead. Dead in the water. Gone forever. Aaron Hernandez.
Get out of here.
Yeah. I couldn't help it. I had to do it. The Draymond Green saga has probably come to an end in Golden State, if I had to guess. I mean, Klay Thompson.
Keep going.
Klay Thompson's probably gone because someone's going to throw the bag at him, and Golden State just refuses to go back into the tax, the luxury tax.
Do you think that Klay Thompson is going to get some money here? What are we talking? I thought he would get like a 2-year, $10 million deal with like Dallas.
2-year, like 50, 2-year, 60. Someone's going to give it to him. I'm telling you, someone's going to give it to him. And if it's the Mavericks, I will jump out of my window. Because they were
Dylan Brooks deal, if you will.
The Magic. That's who I'm looking at. The Magic are going to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, the Kings just kind of throttled them. De'Aaron Fox was awesome.
Houston legend, Cypress legend.
Yeah, Sabonis wasn't like all that. He only had 16 points, I think. But Fox was sick. He just kind of killed him. It was over. Like, Steph Curry just couldn't do anything. Klay Thompson, every time he shot the ball, you're like, that's a miss every time.
Goose egg. Big old goose
Draymond
egg.
didn't step on Sabonis's chest this time, so I guess that's what was the difference maker last year in 7 games. Yeah, the Kings get their revenge, and they move on to play the Pelicans in the play-in today, as you're listening to this, for the battle for the 8th seed to play Oklahoma City, which is a beatable team if you're healthy, which the Kings are not, and Pelicans are not. So I don't know what you do, but
so bye, buddy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but
no,
Golden State's dead, and it's awesome to see. Did you watch Klay Thompson walk off the court and just kind of like take it all in? I was like, you're not even in Golden State. What are you taking in, dog? Like, you're in Sacramento.
He knew that he's gone. You're going to see this weird situation where I don't know if he's he's way too old to be a restricted free agent unless his deal is hilarious. You're going to see Klay Thompson, and the more I think about it, sure, he could get like 2 years, maybe 20 or 25. There's no possible way he's getting 25 milli. But I would just love to see his career suicide if he goes to Detroit or if he goes to Portland. Like just sit there for a couple years. Just know what losing feels like, because winning's all he's ever known. And it feels so good as a Rockets guy to just see it truly die, because we've been talking about it all season, and I think the day is really here. I don't think there's much coming back from this. Chris Paul, you're about to be in year 20. Just go retire. Yeah, Chris Paul, call me crazy, but I truly think that Chris Paul is going to run for some form of political office within the next 10 years. And I would love to have this recorded so I can come back and I can just say that I was right. No, That's all. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. I feel like maybe like a Carolina state senator situation. Then he's going to have a big scandal and everything is just going to go to hell. I'm predicting his life. Okay. So I just want to make sure this is all recorded and on camera. That's all.
He's just going to be the head of the players union forever.
Yeah, that's not a fun political
and then
position
he's
to be in. Look at Grant Williams.
He's going to try to become commissioner one day. That's probably what. There's your political stance, but he stays in basketball.
Sure. I'll give you that. I will
say this summer I was like, Chris Paul, Maverick, third ball handler maybe off the bench. And I'm so glad I didn't. I'm not the GM. So glad I'm not the GM. Shout out to Dante Exum, signing of the century.
Yes. MIP low key though. I don't know if he even qualified, but low key.
I think he just missed the qualification. I think he was like 19.6 minutes per game, and you need 20 for
fun guy, really fun guy to watch.
He's a blast. But yeah, Kings move on. to the next playing game. Warriors are dead. I can't wait to see what happens this summer. I'm very curious, just because does Steve Kerr come back? Does Curry ask for a trade? Does Draymond get dealt because of all of his issues? Does Clay get to come back under a tiny contract because they don't want to go into luxury tax too much? What happens to Kuminga? I don't know. It's gonna be fun. But they're dead, and that's even more.
The dismantling of the Warriors. It's official.
It's the best. I am so excited about this. Next playing game, Philly, Miami. Was a entertaining game to say the least. It started off just horribly. It's like 3 points or 2 points in the first 4 minutes. It was just brutal total. It was like 2-0 the first 4 minutes. It was just awful. Miami was playing their zone defense on Joel Embiid, held them to 10 or 12 points at halftime, and held him 23 total, I think is what he ended up with. But was it the second quarter or third quarter? Jimmy Butler goes up he pump fakes at the rim on a fast break, essentially gets the foul when he goes up. And then when he comes down, was it Kelly Oubre that just kind of ran into him, landed on him? It was very hard to see. And then every replay was it was there was another player blocking the view. So it was just you couldn't see what happened.
No answers.
Jimmy on the ground holding his knee. It turns out it's a sprained MCL, so he is out for Friday's playing game because Philly ended up winning. Embiid hit a few big shots at the end. He had the and one and the three. So yeah, Philly moves on. Jimmy's hurt. Miami looks so good for the first quarter and a half. I was like, zombie heater back, baby. Kevin Love's just locking up Joel Embiid. Yeah, Eric Spoelstra just
so bad.
Boys ready to go. And then Jimmy gets hurt, and there's just, Tyler Hero went, 7 of 27?
9 for 27, I think it was. And
yeah, just
normally I don't like the NBA Centel tweets, like the fake NBA Central tweets.
Are you gonna say what I think
but it was yeah. Jimmy Butler tried to punch Tyler Hero on the bus, or no, Tyler Hero tried to punch Jimmy Butler on the bus.
And he missed, and he said
Tyler Hero misses the punch.
29 or whatever.
There it is. Jimmy Butler says, "Yeah, now you're 9 for 28, buddy."
Yeah, that was a funny one because I was like, I could see that happening. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I got so hard. I'm surprised that Elon hasn't removed those type of accounts because the Brick Muse rebrand was crazy. But he doesn't deserve any attention anyway. Why did they they doxed him so quick? That was so wild.
And then he took 2 days hiatus and then came back like nothing happened. Coward.
God, what a loser. Anyway, fourth quarter yelling, why the fuck Batum, man? This is why he's in, because he's going to save your franchise's play-in chances. Loved every minute of it. I don't even want to call him a role player, but in this situation, sure.
Yeah, he is.
Role players getting their shine. Awesome. Especially big vet guys. He's been playing since I was 6 years old.
Forever.
08, 09, fucking Brandon Roy, Aldridge, Odin off the injury, thinking that Odin was going to be the next big center. Oh, man. It's the Rocket Killers, too.
It's the Boris Diaw resurgence in San Antonio for Nick Batum.
Yeah.
The French. Yeah. Something about French old guys. They keep coming back and keep doing things. But yeah, Philly moves on.
I love it.
Embiid didn't have his best game, but he showed up when it mattered in the fourth quarter. He made 2 giant back-to-back plays later in the fourth quarter to kind of get the lead and then make the lead a little bit bigger. And yeah, so that was interesting to see because we haven't seen that version of Joel Embiid in a serious pressure cooker game. We need you to show up when it matters most if you haven't even shown up for the first 3 quarters, which, he had, 16, 17 points at the time, and then he makes 6 points right back-to-back possessions. So, yeah, good for Philly. Sucks for Miami, but we're looking potentially at a Miami-Boston 1A matchup. And, buddy, if you think
I'm ready in the corner of the room right now.
I'm ready for that.
Woo!
Oh, man.
Need it.
I need Jimmy to come back, which is probably going to be a 2-week injury, which means Miami has to beat the Bulls, Chicago Bulls. They beat the Hawks.
Yeah.
Kobe White had 40 points. I didn't watch a lick of this game because I couldn't drive myself to do it. I was like, I don't want to watch the Hawks. I don't want to watch the Bulls either. So it's I think I'm okay. I think I'll go to bed early. I'll get my rest before the weekend. We'll watch Friday night and see what happens then. So, yeah, the Bulls beat the Hawks, and Kobe White had 40 points, a career night for Kobe White, who's probably should win Most Improved Player of the Year. He's been incredible this year. We haven't even talked about it.
crazy efficient, and it's weird because like I've seen enough Bulls games this year, and by enough I mean like a solid 5, as in I'm scrolling league pass. Shout out Jason Tatum,
Yeah,
because Jason Tatum didn't exist, we would not have
it's
that.
true.
I can't wait for like give me a month or two, and Jason Tatum is just gonna shit the bed again, and everything is just gonna perfectly fall in place. Can't wait.
Yeah.
All the bookmarks are bookmarked, not going anywhere. I got folders of photos on my phone of Jason Tatum, just not real Jason Tatum, but the TikTok Jason
Yeah,
Tatum.
that's good.
Can't wait.
I've got Devin Booker
Can't
loaded,
wait.
so I'm ready for that as well.
Yeah. I loved this Hawks game though, because you just knew that it was Trae Young's last game as a Hawk,
Mhm.
and seeing him go to San Antonio next year, and they're going to pay. I feel like Wemby is almost the new LeBron in the sense of everybody is going to want to play with him in the future, if not right now. Hear me out. Hear me out. It stinks, but hear me
The
out.
problem is
Hear me
it's
out.
in San Antonio. It's not in like I know Cleveland's
Yeah.
not great either, but like
Cleveland, come on.
Cleveland wasn't getting anyone.
That
When
is
you think
true.
about it,
That is true.
they weren't bringing people in. Miami
Yeah.
was different because everyone's like, oh shit, they got LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh, and I get to live in Miami. Sign me up.
Sign me
Cleveland's
up,
a bit
please.
different.
Well, no, that is true now that I think about it, because Kyrie got drafted by
And
Cleveland, and
then
the
Kevin Love was
Andrew Wiggins, Kevin Love trade.
yeah.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
no one really wanted.
True.
I mean, role players would go play there, but like
Yeah.
J.R. Smith and Montrezl Harrell, like critical players in the 2016 teams, but no one was going to
Yep.
Cleveland.
Yeah. Trae Young is in his Hawks journey, his short-lived Hawks journey,
Thank God.
completely dead. They are the middest of mid. This is beautiful because
I just realized.
DeJounte Murray. What? Please.
I just realized the Trae Young, Luka Doncic, Atlanta Hawks, Dallas Mavericks rivalry is officially over. I don't have to deal with the TNT or the ESPN rivalry week. I don't have to deal with the Mavericks playing the Hawks on a rivalry week. We have two teams in Texas and Oklahoma City right there, 3 hours away. Why would we not play any of those teams? I don't get it. All right, ran over.
That's awesome.
I just realized that.
Yeah. No, you had a absolute fit about what was going on with NBA rivalry week, because there was just so many decent games,
Yeah,
a couple good games, and then Mavs Hawks, and we were just like, what the fuck? What is happening? These are not rivals. They tried so hard to market the two, and then Luka just went miles ahead of Trae Young.
I can't remember
And
if the
they'll
rivalry
probably stay
week
that way for a long time.
was rivalry week when Luka had 73. I can't remember.
I think it was. It might have been. No, I think it was the week after, or the week before.
It was a couple weeks. It was close, but yeah. Hawks are dead. Trey, enjoy your new city, wherever that may be. I pray it's not San Antonio, because I don't want to watch that.
Detroit homecoming.
I don't want to be there for that pick and roll. Like, I just don't want to see Kyrie and Luka in that pick and roll ever. I just don't need that in my life.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it'd be terrible. But the playing games tomorrow are Kings, Pelicans, Bulls, Miami. The winner of those two will play the 1 seeds in each conference, Oklahoma City and Boston. So we're just going to run through it. Quick prediction for every series. You don't have to give an explanation, but who wins and how many games. Do we do the 1 seed since we don't know who they're playing?
Yeah, I almost feel like it's a play-in game for the NCAA tournament. You're just like, I don't care if it's Colorado State, Florida, whatever the situation is. Doesn't matter.
All right, do you want to do 1 seed and 1 seed, or do you want to go West and then East?
Just go West and East.
Right.
Let bare bones, simple.
Oklahoma City, an 8 seed, either Pelicans or Kings.
Hopefully, God willing, the Pelicans, so Zion can hopefully come back. Let's say game 3.
Yeah,
make it a 6-game series. It'll be fun. We'll get to see a couple more CJ McCollum stinkers. Brandon again another. You're going to see 1 or 2 games where Brandon Ingram, let's just say, will score 30, 25, 30, and everyone's going to be like, holy shit, he's finally doing it. He's in the playoffs. Oh my God. And then they're going to get beat in 5 or 6, and everyone's just going to completely forget about it. That's all I got. Thunder, if the Thunder don't make at least the conference finals, I wouldn't say the season is a waste, but if you're in Oklahoma City, and I get that the team is strong, the chemistry is crazy, everybody seems to really like each other, and that goddamn Chet Holmgren and Shea commercial, it's just killing me. It replays. I take melatonin every night. It replays in my dreams. I'm being completely serious. Actually, like I've dreamt about that commercial and I hate it.
Unfortunately,
Not fun. Don't do that.
I haven't seen those commercials, and I'm just not going to watch it. That's what I've decided.
Don't. They're singing, I think, a Christina Aguilera song or something like that.
Right.
And it's just, ugh, God. Anyway, I really just love this Thunder team, and even if they don't make, like, let's say, the conference finals, season isn't a waste if they can figure out how to keep the team
Ahead of
together.
schedule.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun next 5 years or so.
So you got
Maybe 10. Who knows?
OKC in how many games?
Let's say 6 here.
That's where I'm at as well. 2 seed Denver Nuggets versus a 7 seed Lakers. Who you got in how many games?
Give me Nuggets in. I'm going to say 6 for like almost every series. But Nuggets in 6 here. I think that the Lakers are going to take. I think the Lakers might take game 1, and then the Nuggets will probably take like 3 in a row or some crazy shit. So it'll be almost reverse gentleman sweep, and then they'll probably lose one more down the road or whatever the situation will be. But Nuggets in 6 for sure.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are a little bit better than last year.
Right.
AD's a little banged up right now, and LeBron's a year older, so I don't know. I'm doing Nuggets in 5.
Yeah, there it is.
Timberwolves, Suns, the 3-6 matchup. Who you got? How many games?
3-6 Mafia. Oh, this is going to be probably the marquee, for me at least, marquee West matchup, because I don't think that there's many marquee East matchups here unless Boston and Miami comes to fruition, which is looking like that's going to be the case.
They can win. Yeah.
I'm thinking Knicks Sixers will be kind of fun, but then the rest is like, okay, whatever. Yeah. But I'm really just loving the T-Wolves. I'm loving it. I think that eventually, God willing, this season I'd love to see them in a conference finals. I'm thinking that this is going to be a 7-gamer, but I think the T-Wolves will finish it out. You might see a couple KD like Last Dance-esque crazy games. Maybe I'm thinking like a 40, 45 once or twice. But other than that, Timberwolves are finishing this one out in 7.
I'm right there with you. That this is the one that I think goes 7 out of pretty much every series across the board, and I think this is the one that goes 7. I think Booker gets a night. I think Durant gets 2 nights. Ant has 2 nights, and then you get a miracle cat night. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, I think Minnesota takes it. I think their defense is too good, and I think Devin Booker is too much of a fraud in the playoffs when it actually matters. And
there it is.
I mean, he went 1 for 11. He shot 9%, like the second to last game of the season when they're battling for a 6 seed. Went 1 for 11. Yeah. I'm not trusting him. He did the same shit against the Mavericks. Did the same shit last year. Like, I'm just not. I don't trust him. I trust Kevin Durant with my life. Like, game on the line.
Oh, yeah.
Game matters. I'm going to trust Kevin Durant no matter what happens. Like, I'm going to trust him with the ball. At least he's actually going to do something. Devin Booker doesn't do anything. Got the memes just locked and loaded. I'm right there with you. Minnesota in 7. Last matchup of the West, the 4-5 matchup. Clippers, Mavs. Who you got? How many games?
This entire series is depending on the Clippers' big 3 showing out. Kawhi is still Kawhi was having some issues. I knew. I don't know what his timetable is right now. I'm not a NBA analyst or expert, but I'm really hoping, just for vibes, I want to see James Harden just have a couple, like a 24 point, 26 point, maybe 10 assists, couple rebounds situation where I am just loving what I'm seeing. But on the other hand, give me 3 Luka bangers. Like, when I say bangers, I mean 45 plus. Like, the guy is just out of this world. I think that it'll be much closer than you would want. But I think that it might be almost. My brain says Mavs in 7. My heart says Mavs in 6.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be very disappointed with this series because this is going to be Luka's time to shine, to revenge against the Clippers. Yeah. A fully healthy super team Clippers, and I don't think we're going to get the fully healthy super team Clippers. Kawhi's questionable for game 1. They had a video of him at practice the other day. He's literally standing underneath the basket grabbing rebounds for other players. He's not practicing.
Oh. That's not good.
I want Kawhi to play. I want him to be fully healthy so I can get just full on Clippers versus Mavs. Everyone's healthy on healthy, just like a war and a battle. My heart tells me Mavs in 5. My brain tells me Mavs in 6.
There it is. That'll work.
Like, arguably the hottest team in basketball heading into the playoffs outside of Boston, which Boston's been on this tear from the beginning of the season. Like they clinched a playoff, like they clinched the 1 seed in like February. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this has been
Literally.
forever.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Mavs are playing good. They got the chemistry going, and now we have 2 playoff killers. And the last time they played the Clippers, it's like Tim Hardaway Jr., Jalen Brunson played 10 minutes, Kristaps Porzingis played 25 minutes, Boban played like 30 minutes.
Boban started.
Yeah.
In that series.
Like small forward, and now it's like PJ Washington, a younger, essentially better version of Dorian Finney-Smith is now there. And like now you got Daniel Gafford in the center spot as your starter. Oh, yes. Wait, Derek Lively, rookie. He's your backup center. So you just get a full 48 minutes of just very good center play that plays defense and is a lob threat for Luka. I don't know. I really want to say 5, but I'm going to say 6. It has to. Like, Kawhi's going to play a couple games, and Kawhi's going to go off. Paul George is going to go off. Something's going to happen. Russ might have a crazy game. I don't know. I think you go 6. That's what I'm going with.
Anytime I get an opportunity for this to come up, I just love all-time tweet. Dorian Finney-Smith ?
Don't talk to Dodo
more like dude fucking sucks. Thank you.
Talk about
all-time tweet.
Don't talk about my guy Dorian like that. On to the East. Boston Celtics versus either the Chicago Bulls or the Miami Heat. Whoever ends up with the 8 seed in the playing game Friday. As you're listening to this, we haven't watched the game yet. It comes on tonight. Sorry. I wanted to be Miami so bad, but I'm going to take Boston in like 6. I don't think.
But even a 1-8 series in 6, that's great.
All right, if it's Miami at 6, if it's the Bulls, it's 4.
There it is.
I had to clarify. I have to play for both sides here with both teams. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, Boston beats
Miami. A LeBron jumping over John Lucas situation.
They beat Chicago. It's going to be great. 4. Chicago has no chance against Boston.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck.
Can't wait.
Who you got? How many games?
Boston and if it's Bulls 5, if it's Heat, could be 7. It could be.
I would love that.
It could be.
I would laugh so.
That would be awesome.
I would just be mortified.
Basketball would be so back.
I would understand Bill Simmons' like fear of the Miami Heat. Then, if that goes to 7, I would like full on understand it. Like I already kind of get it, but like I would live that for him. That'd be great.
Especially now. Yeah, give me Boston in 6. Let's just say.
Okay.
7 would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Probably the best matchup. Yeah, the best matchup in the East. The 2-7 New York Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. We kind of have a healthy Joel Embiid. We kind of don't have a healthy Joel Embiid. It's day-by-day basis with him. But we have a healthy Nick Batum for Philly. I'm ready for this New York playoff success. I'm very excited about it, but I think it's going to be a dogfight. I got the Knicks in 6. Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 7. Okay. I fear. It's going to be a great situation. Philly's depth isn't as great as it used to be. I mean, B-Ball Paul, like I've said throughout this whole season, B-Ball Paul getting 20-plus minutes a night on any night. Love the guy. He's very fun. But that's not going to win you a championship, buddy. New York is going to take it to 7, or Philly, is going to take it to 7. You're going to see 3 really good Joel Embiid games, 2 real stinkers. And I can't wait for the discourse between all of them. It's going to be awesome. Now that Joel Embiid is healthy, he fully deserves my hatred, my outpouring hatred that I've been holding in, because why would I ever root against someone who is injured? Yeah. But now that he's healthy again, it's about that time, brother. It's about that time.
Get ready for these mean tweets, brother. We're getting a Jalen Brunson 50 ball in one of these games as well.
Please.
It's happening. Absolutely. It's going to happen.
Please. Please.
So we did this maybe a month ago or so, our dream playoff scenarios. This was one of the series that we picked. Number 3, Milwaukee. Number 6, Indiana Pacers. We needed this. However, we don't have Giannis for however long with his calf strain. I don't know if he comes back this series. And if they lose, he doesn't come back at all.
No.
But yeah, Milwaukee versus Indiana. Indiana's got Siakam now. Hopefully Halliburton's a little bit healthier. Maybe Dame shows up in the playoffs. It's not really ever happened, except for like one buzzer beater, 2 buzzer beaters, whatever. He looks awful in Milwaukee. He just looks unhappy. If Giannis plays at all, they get one more win. But I still think they lose in 7. Like, if Giannis...
I love all these 7s.
Yeah, I think if he comes back, they can push it to 7. If he doesn't come back at all, I think Indiana takes it in 6.
Fuck. Nature is healing.
I don't trust me.
But not in... No, not at all. Nature's healing, but not in the best way because, of course, Giannis is hurt. I'd love to see a full, healthy Giannis in this series, just dribble driving on Miles Turner. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Who you got?
So, give me Tyrese Halliburton. If he gives me 3 good nights. And when I say good, I mean 25 points, 10 plus assists, maybe 25 and 15. If he can fully space the floor and shoot 45% or better from 3 or 50% or better overall consistently, let's say more than 2 to 3 or 4 games, they're in the driver's seat.
Yep.
And Milwaukee is as vulnerable as they've ever been. Because even with Giannis, I feel like this would have been close to a 7-game series, maybe Milwaukee in 6 at the least. But now this is really a Indiana in 6 or Indiana in 7 series if Giannis is out for more than 2 games.
Does it help that Doc Rivers is the Milwaukee coach?
I really tried to not think about that because it's like when I say low hanging fruit, it's like it's on the ground and you can just kick it. Like you don't even got to like grab it. You just kick it around.
That's fine.
Like
it's just a rusty old apple that fell from the tree and that never got picked up. It's just bruised and battered. And that's Doc Rivers.
Yep.
And I'm going to kick it every game.
That's great analogy, brother. That'll do it. That's great.
There it is. Last matchup, we'll talk about the 4-5 matchup. Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Orlando Magic, the NBA TV Bowl. Because they're playing at like 1 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV for like the entire series. They said, get this the fuck out of my face. I don't want to see it. Get it over as quickly as possible. Magic in 6.
Yes. I truly think that NBA fans are so spoiled. And I'm not saying that this is going to be a great playoff series, but I would almost bet, let's say in a hypothetical world, maybe this one, I hope it's not, the Nuggets and Lakers, the Nuggets just sweep the Lakers. And the Cavs and Magic somehow go to 6 or 7, like really entertaining games. It just sucks that nobody's going to be able to watch them unless you're on insert illegal site here. I don't condone piracy crimes. Don't do it.
No, sure.
Please don't. But people are sleeping on this one. I really do think that people are sleeping on this one. Paolo Banchero in a playoff series, it's going to be the most ugly 24-7-7 you've ever seen. When I say ugly, I mean he's going to shoot 38% from the floor. He's going to shoot 30% from 3. It's going to be Jalen Green if he was 5 inches taller on a bad night, in like a Steven Silas type offense. This will be fun. Franz Wagner,
Sure.
Domantas Sabonis light, some are saying, streets are saying. I'm saying, no one's ever said that, actually. But I can't wait for this series. Donovan Mitchell, he might put up some stinkers, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Known playoff stinker, Donovan Mitchell, except for like one game against the Mavs 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Jalen Brunson was giving him a 40 piece. Yeah, it was great.
Man.
Yeah, I like the Magic, though. Magic in 6 for me.
Yeah, Magic in 6, absolutely. It's going to be quick. It's going to be like the quickest 6 you've ever seen because I feel like they're almost going to do like a day in between each game and just try and get this series done as quick as possible. Have it the first game on when everybody's still recovering from their Friday or Saturday night and just keep it pushing. But like I said, don't sleep on this one. It'll be fun enough. Enough. It'll be fun enough. It's playoff basketball. Just watch the fucking thing.
Yeah. No, I think
it'll be fine.
I think it'll be very fun, actually. I think because Cleveland's an offensive team and the Magic are a defensive team. It's like, see how they match up. Who can score more points against each other? Because one can't really score points, but can play the defense to keep you under how many ever points they score.
Yep.
So I think it's fun. And I'm glad Palo's in the playoffs. Like, we got him in the – didn't have to fuck around with the play-in this year. Like, I thought they were going to be a play-in team. I didn't think they were going to do what they did this year. Palo's just been awesome. So excited to see where Donovan Mitchell goes this summer. It'll be great. After an exit. Yeah, that's the playoff preview and playoff picks. The playing games are tomorrow. As you're listening to this today, NBA playoffs, they're just back. And I've just never been excited. I saw a tweet the other day. Someone was like, man, said goodbye to sleep for the next 3 months because of NBA playoffs. Yep. And someone quote tweeted it and said, I hugged my wife like I was going to war. I hugged my wife goodbye like I was going to war. Yeah, incredible. We're back. Playoffs are back, baby.
I'm so happy. We're here. Enjoy this moment. These are the best 2.5 months of the year. It's like summer before summer. Summer's really 3.5 months long. If you maybe 4 months long if you really throw in some first and second round games in there. I love it. I love this shit. Really, where amazing happens.
It could be summer when it's 90. As soon as it's 90 degrees, it's summer. It was 89 today. Yeah. So we're right there.
Same.
Yep. We're right there in April. Yep. But yeah, this has been Zero Gravity Playoff Edition NBA podcast for Apollo Media on the Apollo Podcast Network. Shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Go check them out today if you're in the Houston area. Great people, great wings, great beer. Shout out to Big City Wings and shout out to Prize Picks, our daily fantasy sponsor. Go check out Prize Picks and use code Apollo when you sign up and get up to $100 matched on your first deposit. You pick more or less on every stat, every player, every night over at Prize Picks. Use code Apollo when you sign up. Shout out to you guys for listening and shout out to you that watch on YouTube. Playoffs are back. We're back. And we'll see you maybe Sunday night, depending on when the Stars Game 2 matchup is, because I am going to that game. So probably Sunday night after the Mavs game, whether I'm going to be very happy or very sad. So I'll probably do that.
Oh, this is life, baby. Welcome to April. Welcome to May. Here we go.
My anxiety's like through the roof, and it's first days away. This has been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast.